Wednesday, everyone. We're back and we are on the sofa today. We're not in the kitchen.
I know, new location. Jess has moved house.
Yes, moved house. It's been hectic week, actually.
How stressful is moving?
Well, I don't know where anything is. Literally, put everything in boxes. Anything, everything, and I'll sort it. Also, realise how much rubbish I've got.
It's amazing how much you collect.
Mm.
The bigger space or the more space you have, the more stuff you seem to need and collect.
But I don't need it. That's the problem.
Know.
So, really looking forward to going through everything and chucking it out.
Although you're not a clutter person.
No, but it seems like it. I looked around and I was like, this is ridiculous.
Why do I have 7 frying pans?
Exactly. Yeah. It has been absolutely crazy this week. But anyway, I'll tell you mine after you've told me yours. How's your week been going?
It's also been stressful. Real talk at the minute, but it's been really stressful. We are still converting the garage, but we're converting the garage to, oh, there's a gas pipe, so you need to change out your hob because the gas pipe's going to go anyway. So you end up buying a hob for the kitchen. And then 2 days later, the builder, who's amazing, but he comes in and says, actually, the company has closed down where they got the bricks from, and we can barely find a match. He couldn't find a good enough match, so we're going to take that fireplace out that you were planning to take out next year. We're going to do that now in your lounge just 3 weeks before Christmas.
Great.
So it's just the garage extension has now extended into half of our house. And I think that's just what's so stressful, because in your mind you kind of tick things off before Christmas, don't you? This time is so hectic for a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
So you're just like, okay, so I'll get my Christmas stuff out then, but now I can't get all my Christmas stuff out because they need to first build up the floor and replace it with some weird looking strip of carpet just for Christmas, because you can't match the carpet anymore because the property's so old. So now I think we're gonna have a beige piece of stripped carpet with our very green carpet.
Wow.
So it's been a hectic week, but apparently this is all supposed to be done by Christmas, so we'll see how that goes.
Watch this space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that sounds it's good.
It is.
It is good.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the positives of it, which I don't tend to do very much. So,
but change is good. You're still moving forward. It's just sometimes at a different pace to what you're used to. And talking about different paces, you were on holiday.
Oh yeah, so we were in South Africa for 2 weeks. Amazing. Great. Come back probably 1,000,000 kilograms heavier because literally eaten and drank everything that I wanted.
Was it good?
Oh, it was so good. It is actually an amazing place, and I can't wait to go back. There's so much as you know, there's so much to see, and the country is so diverse from the scenery, and I really do think we have a lot to learn from the South African people. And just, yeah, it was a whirlwind. We did a lot. There was a lot of traveling.
It's actually crazy if you're trying to fit in a whole country that is that big into 2 weeks. It's you can't do it.
Oh, absolutely not. And we only did the coast.
Yeah, and if you're trying to actually have some downtime and recover from, whatever working week you've had or months or job changes, and you're seeing this as a holiday, you don't want to be on the road every day. You want to spend 2-3 days just sitting staring at the scenery.
Yeah, well, I mean, I probably did that a few days, but the rest
amazing.
was like, let's go. And we, I don't know, went to some great vineyards and did a skydive, went fishing, we went blackwater tubing, hiking, all sorts.
Let's talk about the animals. How were they in real life?
So we went to a place called Addo Elephant Park. So we know that it's probably not the best time of year to be able to see them because of all the vegetation. So they kind of hide all the main animals. And although in this park they said that they had the big five, I'm going to say we only, but actually it's not only because they're absolutely amazing. We were driving around this park and we saw some zebras, and then we saw some warthogs. And then we were like, we're in an elephant park, but we haven't seen any elephants. Where are they? And I was like, look, everyone was looking for them. And we saw, is it ostrich?
Yeah.
Ostrich are there, because I want to say emu, but I don't think they're there. Yeah, so we saw, and also tortoises.
They're incredible.
They just wander out, and you're like,
Yeah.
stop the car. There's a tortoise.
Traffic build up because the tortoise crossing the road.
And also in this park, they say that you can't drive over elephant or animal poo
Okay.
because of the dung beetles, and they're so rare now. And then next thing you see is this. It looks like this lump of poo moving. It's actually a tortoise. But anyway, we kept going around this park, and we were in it for quite a while. And apparently there's 600 elephants in this park. And then finally we saw one, and I was like, there's an elephant there. And we kept going, and we saw a huge herd.
Oh my goodness.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then there was little baby ones as well. And I've seen them obviously like in a safari park in the UK, but to see them in their natural habitat is amazing.
It's incredible.
Absolutely
Even seeing
amazing.
it on TV is not the same thing.
No
Like,
way.
When you see
no
them
way.
moving in front of you, and
Yeah.
they're just so majestic, aren't they?
And they're slow, but in such a nice way. And then we continued our drive, and then there was a section where it was sectioned off because it was sectioned off to a watering hole.
Okay.
So it had a viewing area for the public, well, whoever's paid to go into this reserve, and it's got small slits in this fence, and you could look through at this water, so the elephants would not know you're there.
Okay.
Which is nice, because then you're not interacting with them, or that, you know, they feel like they're
There's
safe.
a boundary, isn't there?
Yeah, which is great. And then when we arrived, there wasn't any elephants. We were like, oh right, okay. Then we saw one, and then literally the whole herd came to this watering hole. And then they just kept coming, more and more and more.
Wow.
And then the little warthogs, which are so funny, they're literally hilarious.
They're the best.
They're running round these elephants like, oh, we want to get in the watering hole, but actually, oh, you're really big. So
that's when you realize how accurate Pumbaa is represented on The Lion King.
Literally.
Like, that is exactly what happens.
Yeah. Anyway, they were running round, and then they went over to another section, but that was it. Yeah, it was so good. It was great. So, I loved it. That was what I really wanted to go to South Africa for. So absolutely cannot wait to go, but probably more in the winter time when the vegetation isn't as high.
Yeah.
So then we can go and see the big cats, because that's what I want to see, the big five. That
Okay.
would be great. Also, wanted to go great white shark diving.
Cool. So I'd be representing the podcast alone. You didn't tell me this. We need to do disclaimers when you go on holiday. Really, we do.
And apparently that's where, they used to be in South Africa. The killer whales, so the orcas, have actually removed them.
Okay.
So they've all left the western coast, and they're travelling further east. Is that right?
Well, I'm not sure.
Did you know about all that?
No, I didn't. But I'm sure the people going to swim in the ocean are quite happy that they've moved.
I mean, true, but the orcas were actually
They're
not
dangerous as well. Aren't
They weren't eating the shark, but they were killing the shark to eat their liver because it's the most nutritious part.
It's crazy, isn't it?
And then the carcasses were being washed up ashore, but they've been there for so long, and people were saying that they haven't spotted a great white for over 5 years, which is really sad, actually.
Yeah, it is. But at the same time, it's a little bit of the circle of life, isn't it? Like, you can't interfere with that. That is the circle of life, and we have to do everything to preserve.
Yeah, 100%.
Preserve that. So I think I don't want to say it swings and roundabouts, but it is, you know, it is just, unfortunately, the circle of life. It's exactly when you see the lions munching on carcasses, you go, oh,
I know.
poor little thing.
Yeah, I don't really like to see that bit. But actually, you know, I suppose there's less of them compared to what they're probably eating.
Yeah. That's incredible. But then you you came back, it was, 2 days?
Yeah.
And then you moved.
Yeah.
That's...
Basically,
you do not do things by half.
No. Oh, and then we were like, oh, we've got to do a pod. Oh, yeah, let's chuck that one in there.
But that is our top priority.
And it's Christmas. Have you done any Christmas shopping? Absolutely not.
But that's what online shopping is for. It's fine.
Missed out on Black Friday.
Oh my gosh, that is, yeah. That's when I bought my new hob.
Nice.
Black Friday is so worth it.
Not here.
If you're here.
Not for me.
If you're here.
Yeah, in the country. But do you know what?
Shopping.
When we were obviously on holiday and it was 28, 30 degrees, then we've come home and I was like, whoa, literally the coldest week ever.
Well, there's snow out the front
There's
today.
snow outside.
Yeah.
Anyway. So it's been a bit of a whirlwind and it's going to continue, I'm sure.
It will start slowing down. I think now that you're in your new house, things will settle down, because when you're in that house move period, because no one can give you an answer of it's happening in 3 weeks or it's happening, it's all up in the air. You constantly feel ungrounded.
Yeah.
So I think now that you are in your house, the sale has gone through. Yeah. It will start calming down towards Christmas, and you should probably...
Well, maybe. Apparently we're hosting Christmas drinks, so, well, yeah.
Yeah, they can all make their own. Here's the glasses, and here's the kettle, and here's the fridge.
Here's a plastic cup, because I don't have enough.
Don't know where the rest are. Bring your own cup.
Anyway,
your challenge.
Yes, but before I move on to that, when I was on holiday, I didn't barely wear any makeup, which was great.
Okay.
And then another thing, so that was obviously good for my skin, so I wasn't wearing all the toxic chemicals that maybe I might do when I'm at home. And obviously we're away. Mum and Dad came with us, and Mum was wearing sun cream, and she was using Nivea, and it was the spray, which is the clear spray, which is actually really easy to use. And she started to get a rash, or not a rash, like some bumps on her hands.
Okay.
And also on near her ankle.
Okay.
And basically, I think it was to do with a reaction from the sun cream on her skin with the sun. And we went to this amazing, actually, it was incredible. It is a vineyard, but also it was so much more, and it was called Babylon Storen.
Okay.
Unbelievable place. If anyone's been or if anyone's going, you need to go. It's unreal. It's such they had everything there. It was very natural. They grow all their own things. It's where I sent you a picture of them doing the essential oil pressing, making it themselves. Yeah. And in their shop that they had, there was natural sun cream.
Okay.
And I looked at the ingredients, and I also messaged you just like, oh, is this right? Do we like this? Do we like this ingredient? And it's got, after my research that I have done on sun cream, because it can be quite bad. It had zinc oxide in it, which is good. And also it was a natural sun cream. And I read off the ingredients, and again, very natural. So she bought that and she was trying it, and actually the reaction wasn't happening, and
That's
she started to use it on her face as well. And next to the sun cream was that, I mean, again, I don't know if this actually relates to the change of the sun cream or using this product that she's bought, and it's called Remedy Balm.
Okay.
And I'll find out what the ingredients were, but it's got like aloe in and an essential oil, which it might have been a lavender. Nothing nasty. It seemed like it had coconut in it as well.
Okay.
And you put it on, and it's like I'm going to say it's like Vaseline, but it's not Vaseline.
Okay.
That kind of
consistency.
Yeah. And it started to heal.
Wow.
I know.
I love stories like that.
So I found that really interesting. So I just want to kind of share that.
We'll have to tag that because we've got quite a few listeners in South Africa, so we'll have to tag these products for them.
Yeah.
So keep a lookout on our stories, and we'll put those products. That's really lovely.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I was just digressing there, but
that's great. That's really good to hear.
And also, because I'm doing a catch up here, obviously, because we're catching up because we haven't spoke for we have spoke for 2 weeks, but the milk setting spray.
Yes, that we had on the makeup episode.
Brilliant.
Oh, fantastic.
It's really, really good.
Okay.
So you just shake it. It's quite expensive, but actually I really like it. You shake it as like a primer.
Okay.
And then also you do it after you put your makeup on. It's a setter.
Great. Well, that has appeared in our stories. If not, go back onto our highlights because it will be there for you. So that's really great to hear that feedback.
Yeah.
So your challenge was to find something in your toiletries that had a very high rating.
Yes.
Did you find anything?
So,
or are you all non-toxic now?
No, are you joking? I wish. So, I thought about the things I use every day in like toiletry wise, and I hope everyone does, but I do brush my teeth twice a day. Well, actually, sometimes more because I've got these bloody Invisaligns in at the moment, so I have to brush it every time I eat.
Okay.
So it could be 5 times a day. And the so I use mouthwash, which is the Listerine mouthwash. And the flavour that I use, which I think is Cool Mint, I'm doing this off the top of my head, was rated a 6.
Okay.
So
quite toxic, isn't it?
Yeah, because I'm using that every day. And then I also thought, okay, well, what about the toothpaste then? And I use a Colgate, I don't know, I think it's Clean Mint or something like that.
Okay.
And that was a 2.
Great. So
that's not too bad.
That's not too bad. That is easily accessible at shops. So that's really helpful.
So I'm probably, as soon as this Listerine's done, look for something better.
Yeah, because like you say, that's something you use every day. So today we're talking about toiletries.
Yes.
And I'm really excited for this because this was where I started my journey with, after I swapped out the laundry detergent, that is the first place I went. So, there's quite a few things that we use every day. Once you start looking at it and just making a list of it, there's quite a lot there, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. Well, as you see from my makeup bag the other week, I didn't realise how many products, but actually there is quite a lot.
Yeah.
So, from when you did the washing detergent and then you've gone into your bathroom, can you remember the first product that you kind of changed or looked at? Or
the first product I changed out was my body wash.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, because that for me was putting it onto my skin every day.
Yeah.
My husband using it every day. Grace sometimes using it if hers ran out. So because that was really, and putting it all over your body, your skin is your largest organ.
Yeah.
And it absorbs everything. As much as it is a detox organ, it also absorbs everything. So you were rubbing that all over from head to toe. So that was really something that covered a lot of surface area.
Okay.
Where I felt with toothpaste, it was, you use that twice a day, but it was just in my mouth, and it was such a tiny amount. I was like, okay, in terms of priority, that's okay, So yeah, I did the body wash, and I swapped to Castile soap. So it's Dr. Bonner's Castile soap, and that is really a basic. It has no ingredients in it. No preservatives, no fragrances, anything like that.
Where did you buy that?
Holland and Barrett, I thought. Okay. And the nice thing with Holland and Barrett is they sometimes have that penny sale, and like with the Black Friday sale, it's a really good time to just stock up. And I would usually buy it in 2-liter bottles, and then decant it into smaller bottles to keep in the shower and at the bath and things like that. So I do buy it in bulk. And then when there is a sale, I really I buy a lot of it, because I also use it in my laundry detergent that we posted this past week.
Yeah, that's it.
So I use it in there as well. So
Mhm.
it's really an all-rounder. My husband uses it for shaving because shaving foam is, as we'll see later on, has also a very large toxic
Yeah.
mix. So he uses that for shaving. So
Okay.
that's the first thing that I swapped out. But on average, the UK population spends about £2.90 a week on toiletries, which is about right if you think about, you always buy like a bottle of something and it lasts you a few weeks or a few months. So that's about what it averages on. So let's talk a little bit about what you see on the outside of bottles about stuff being clean. So obviously the things that we use to clean ourselves aren't always clean in terms of the chemicals that they contain. So there's 3 main toxins that are in our toiletries. We have parabens.
Yeah.
We have triclosan, and then we have perfumes.
Mhm.
And there was a really good study that was done that showed that if people just reduced these 3 toxins in their everyday products, then they would be twice as likely to be in the category of the least chemicals in total in their body. So just by eliminating these 3 toxins. So that's really profound because it doesn't feel like a massive thing to overcome.
Wow. I suppose the perfumes also comes back to the fragrance which we've mentioned before, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about that.
Okay.
So when you say something smells clean to me,
Yep.
or you say that, you use that, you go, wow, that smells so clean.
Yeah, that is a thing.
Is that important to you?
Well, yes, but also because that's what you think, oh, that's fresh, that's clean, that's nice. But what is that? What is the clean? Whereas, when people really like fruity smells, whereas I really like cotton fresh.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like, oh, that smells clean but then it probably stinks of bleach.
Well, for my husband, growing up, for him, clean was the bleach smell. Like when something was bleached, that was clean. But if you think about it, like really just take a minute to think about it.
It's really strange.
Clean shouldn't have a smell.
No, it shouldn't. But then again, when you go outside.
Yes.
Well, it depends actually where you are, but oh, that's fresh air.
Farm.
Yeah, or that smell when you've just cut the grass in the summer, the first cut, like
that's
spring.
Grass.
That's
great. A grass smell, but
Yeah.
that's not a clean smell.
No, we're going on to something different then.
Yeah, I can understand the fresh smell because it's freshly cut grass.
Yeah.
But when we say something is clean, that means there's the absence of bacteria. And bacteria is what causes a smell by what they release and as they digest. That is what causes the smell. So when we say clean, we mean the absence of bacteria.
Yeah.
And so clean shouldn't have a smell.
No, so the clean's coming from the product that you've used to clean the bacteria.
Yes. So when we talk about clean, we're talking about when people say it's got that clean smell, we're talking about the perfume that's associated with a certain product.
Mm-hmm.
For some people, that will be bleach.
Yeah.
Other people, that will be Airwick.
Yeah.
Other people, it just depends what you've been used to using in the home growing up as that clean smell. But I think we need to get comfortable with there not being a smell at all. Like, it's clean when there is no smell.
Yeah, and that is hard. Because I've just, we've just moved into this house and I'm thinking, oh, you're coming round. How's it smell? Does it smell weird?
Then we put all the candles on.
Oh, well, no, I haven't, obviously.
It's that old house smell, though.
I'm thinking, is it fusty? Yeah, I haven't really thought about that
before.
before.
Let me put all the candles on. Really steam this place up. But our house is the same because it's got, and it will only go away once you remove the carpets because that's really where it sits in the smells, But yeah, it's just getting away. We need to get really comfortable with something not smelling at all, and that's still being clean. Whereas when we smell something, that's really like perfumes, fragrances, And that's when toxins come into play, and we need to be really mindful of that.
Okay.
So when we talk about clean products, we're talking about products that do not have endocrine disruptors. Now, we did cover this on hormones, but endocrine disruptors lead to health problems like thyroid disorders, asthma, and certain cancers. And then the one that I want to highlight a little bit today is reproductive disorders.
Yeah.
So you read a study on the reproductive disorders. Do you just want to share that? I think you said to me that it was like 120,000 people, men, were surveyed during this.
Yeah.
And they were looking at sperm mobility, which is the major contributing factor to fertility or to conceive. And what they found was that from 2007 to 2017, or 2004 to 2017, there was an increase from 12% to 21% in men that will need fertility treatment.
Massive.
That is mind-blowing.
Yeah, that's madness, isn't
it? I mean, from 12 to 21% in just over 10 years of men that have needed fertility treatment because of low sperm mobility. And this is when we need to be aware that there are things we are using every single day that are these endocrine disruptors that are causing low sperm mobility and that are causing girls to have early puberty, which is a precursor for breast cancer later in life. And so we need to be mindful that what we are putting on our bodies multiple times a day, like toothpaste, body wash, let's get comfortable with reading labels and looking at the toxins.
I mean, I definitely started to do that a lot more with the ingredients, but I'm still not 100% confident of what's in products, which is why I have to Google it, and I had to ask you at the time. So it really is. We just got to get comfortable with the ingredients on products. But that's a massive number. That is huge. Didn't you say it was something like that's nearly 1 in 6 people?
Yes.
That will need further support with fertility.
Yeah, so 1 in 6 people will need fertility support, and if these numbers keep rising every 10 years, we need to do everything we can to protect our bodies and our children's bodies of stuff that we have lying in the cupboard that we're making available to them every day, and just really change that. So you've just said like you're still really uncomfortable with toxins. I'm still really uncomfortable with toxins.
Yeah.
I still have to Google what is on the label, but take your time with it and plan it into your day. It just depends on if it's a priority to you, and for me it's a major priority.
Yeah.
If I need to swap something out, if something is coming to an end, I just plan for it because it's that important to me, because I don't want to expose
and that's
my
exactly
family
what
to
I
it.
did with the makeup products. They were coming to an end, so I woke up one morning and I was Googling everything, going on the EWG website, popped it in, and then right, okay, where can I get this? Can I buy that alternative just before it's about to run out, so that then I don't do the convenience thing of going and buying what I've had before
and standing in the shop going, do you know what, I'll just take it, it's just one more thing. That kind of that frenzy that you go in. So let's talk about those 3 toxins. Let's talk about parabens, triclosan, and perfumes or fragrances.
Okay.
So parabens are major estrogen disruptors. They cause fertility issues. They cause reproductive disorders. They can be precursors to cancer, different types of cancer. They play a role there. Thyroid issues once again. So we really need to look out for any parabens in our products. Now, it won't come up as paraben on your ingredient list. It will be methylparaben, or there will be paraben in the word. But even if at that point you don't know what a paraben is, Google the word, have a look at the ingredients. You can screenshot ingredients list. We will obviously have it on our Instagram for you to save as a post, but just be mindful whether that has it in. The other one is triclosan. So triclosan is, once again, major endocrine disruptor. So we're looking at reproductive health again. We're looking at asthma, thyroid problems, and we're looking at cancers. So these are usually triclosan is used to make a product an antimicrobial. So the other great thing what you can do is use a product that is free of triclosan and then add tea tree oil into it, because tea tree oil is antimicrobial. So there are other options. And then lastly, perfumes and fragrances. This is one of the things that I picked up on very, very early days when I started this journey. And I just said, everything that has perfume or fragrance written on it, I do not buy. So I will always go into the shop, as we said on the previous podcast, and look for fragrance-free, perfume-free.
Sensitive skin.
I mean, the pure fact that they're writing or that they're offering products like that means there is enough of a market and there's enough people having a reaction to it.
Yeah.
That they need to exclude that.
Yeah.
So you also see from my laundry detergent.
Yeah.
I use the Vanish, but I use the 0% oxy bleach because that actually says no perfumes, no bleach. No, there's a market for that. I got that at Sainsbury's.
Does your the washing detergent that you've made yourself, how do you find that compared to, the buying off the shelf? Just for our listeners, does it work just as well?
I have not seen a difference in the way that it works.
Okay, great.
I have a little child, but it's effort. You have to make it.
And how do you get on with like significant stains or
vinegar?
Okay.
Or you can put some of that 0% oxy bleach on before you put it in.
Yeah.
And then
well, that's good. Really good.
It's no different than you would usually do. And also your mom, she also gave us that tip of your gym clothes, if it really smells, just soak it in vinegar.
Yeah, soak it in vinegar. So I was struggling with gym clothes because they do start to smell, because of the synthetic in the fabric, and that's where the sweat gets into. So if your clothes start to smell a bit and you can't get rid of it, literally just put your gym clothes into some cold water with white vinegar, and leave it for 15 to 30 minutes before you put it. I mean, I'm not talking a lot of vinegar either. Probably, maybe a capful. You don't need a lot.
Yeah.
Mix it all in your sink. Leave it to soak. Make sure, obviously, the clothes are under the water, and then literally chuck it in the washing machine.
Yeah.
And then you can't smell the smell again.
And that's an easy way to avoid something like our triclosan, which is antimicrobial, which takes the smell out of clothes. Just add a cupful of. You can even, if you do it regularly, you can even add vinegar to your washing machine because it actually cleans it as well. It
cleans it at the same time.
So it's really brilliant. And even if your clothes are soaked in it, that will help clean that. So we are obviously going to add a list onto Instagram with toothpastes and shampoos, conditioners, a list of all the toiletries we challenge you to go and have a look at and go read the ingredients. And just so you have a bit of a checklist, so you've checked everything off. And then we will spend this week adding some links to products that we have found, from deodorants to shampoos, that are low toxic or have a low toxic rating. And I think one of the last things I want to touch on in the bathroom is the use of air fresheners.
Okay.
Please stop.
Right. I mean, to be fair, I don't even know where my air fresheners are in this house because it's probably in a box, but I don't actually use air fresheners, to be fair.
Yeah, but you have these plug-in ones in the wall.
Oh, yeah?
And you have them in the bathrooms that automatically every few minutes release a puff.
Those electronic things are always like, you never know when it's going to come out.
It scares you as well.
Yeah, they don't actually smell that nice.
So please stop using those. They are major endocrine disruptors. You're inhaling them. They go into your olfactory nerve, into your when it goes through your nose, it impacts on your brain. It is major endocrine disruptors. Please throw them out of your house. Open the windows, get fresh air in. We are human beings. We love fresh air.
Yeah.
So rather use something like that. Use therapeutic grade essential oils if you need them. There's so many DIY recipes of non-toxic ways to freshen up your home that doesn't include aerosol sprays for you and your children.
And try to get away from that clean smell that doesn't actually exist.
No, it really doesn't. So we hope that this week it has been super informative, but we would never, ever leave our podcast without giving Jess a challenge.
Obviously.
So this week, I want you to find those air fresheners and throw them out. I'd love a picture if you find anything, because you're obviously going to start unpacking your boxes now.
Okay.
You're going to go through your cupboards, and I'd really like to see some getting rid of some air fresheners that you do find.
Okay.
So that's your challenge for this week.
Fine. Yep. It's accepted.
Is it accepted? So we have a question that was put onto Spotify.
Okay.
So the one thing we have noticed on our Spotify is we can't respond to questions there. So do please send them into our Instagram.
Yeah, that would be good.
Then respond.
So what was the question then? Because I actually don't even have access to our own Spotify.
So the question was, what about BPA-free products?
Okay.
Do you know what BPA-free is?
No. I shouldn't I?
So, well, you see it everywhere that, like plastic things is BPA-free now.
Okay.
So to that question, to give a really short response to the answer, BPA-free has just been this term that's just taken off. It's like doing 10,000 steps a day. Now, BPA-free is great. It is a great alternative, but please remember that BPA is only one of the toxins included in plastic. You get BPA, you get BPB, you get BPC.
Oh, wow.
And the rest of the alphabet. Not all of the alphabet, but a lot of it. So when we say BPA, that is only one toxin that they've identified and that they are now leaving out. But that doesn't stop them putting all the other toxins that are in the plastic. They can't make it free of everything, otherwise you don't have plastic. So for the person that asked, try glass rather. I know with children it is really difficult because they throw stuff. But I've just replaced Grace. She's now 2.5, and I've just replaced her drinking bottles with glass cups. And we just really gentle. We sit down when we drink. We lie down when we drink. So we just have this glass cup, and it's really gentle. Get ones that are, that have
the silicone
bottle.
Yeah.
Which I know is also got toxins in it, the silicone on the outside, because it's silicone. However, you are not putting your mouth to it.
You're not.
And the fluid that you're taking in is not exposed to it. So that's why that is a better alternative. But thank you. Keep sending in your questions. We really enjoy them.
Yes, that would be good. So please, again, like, share,
subscribe. That makes the biggest difference, so we can continue doing what we do here
to our little pod. That would be great.
And next week we will be looking at gifting, so non-toxic gifting for the Christmas season.
I need some help with that.
Well, you just need to buy gifts. Full stop. Never mind.
Yeah,
non-toxic gift. But yes, we'll have some share some insight into what is on our Christmas list this year.
Okay, well, thank you everyone, and we'll see you next Thursday. Bye.